Today, crypto exchange Bitstamp winds down trading of some big-name altcoins for U.S. customers. The Bank of Russia starts testing a central bank digital currency, and Chainalysis co-founder Jonathan Levin shares the latest on the effort to crack down on crypto crime. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Mackenzie Sigalos. The crypto market is adding on to yesterday's gains. By noon Eastern, Bitcoin jumped above $29,700, Ether traded at around $18.50, and Polygon's Matic token traded at 69 cents. Now, even with the gains in the past 24 hours, Bitcoin has hovered around $30K for a while now. We spoke with Noel Atchison of the Crypto is Macro Now newsletter about why prices have been stuck in a tight range.
There's really nothing driving crypto markets right now because Bitcoin is, I think, in one of its flattest stages for a long time anyways. That we've had flat stages before, but this really is stretching the limits. And there's so much going on in the market, so it's really strange that the volatility is so low, that the trading bands are so narrow. Why is that particularly interesting now? Because we have signs of growing institutional activity. You know, the PayPal stablecoin is a big feature. We had David Rubenstein coming out and offering vocal support of the concept of Bitcoin. That's the signal that perhaps the institutions are getting ready to come back in. There's a lot going on. There's the Bitcoin spot ETF, which is looking like it might actually be a thing this year.
Okay, let's talk about the top stories. Crypto exchange Bitstamp is winding down some altcoin trading for U.S. users. In an announcement on Tuesday, the exchange said that it will halt trading for 7 tokens, including Solana, Polygon, and Decentraland's Mana token on August 29th. Now, users can continue to hold those assets after that date. Bitstamp said it continuously evaluates the cryptocurrencies that it provides and the regulatory environment. It cited recent developments for the decision and follows Robinhood delisting some altcoins earlier this year. Next, the Fed is stepping up its oversight of banks involved in crypto. On Tuesday, the central bank announced its Novel Activities Supervision Program, which aims to oversee banks that are using crypto, distributed ledger technology, and more. Now, at the same time, the Fed also laid out more rules on banks looking to use stablecoins, including an assessment of cybersecurity, liquidity, and illicit finance risks. Last, Russia is kicking off its CBDC pilot program. In a statement on Wednesday, the Bank of Russia announced 13 banks will participate in the digital ruble test starting August 15th. Russia plans to extend the test to consumers and businesses by the end of the year. The rise of crypto in Russia has raised concerns around illicit finance, especially at the outset of the war in Ukraine when the country was cut off from the global financial system. Okay, so sticking with illicit finance for our main story, I caught up with Jonathan Levin, co-founder of Chainalysis. We spoke about the state of crypto crime and how the company is helping law enforcement around the globe track down bad actors. So Canadian police are using Chainalysis Reactor in some of their investigations. I'm wondering if you can walk me through how that's working.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So we have Chainalysis Reactor, which is our investigation product that helps law enforcement agencies and commercial entities actually be able to investigate flows of money in cryptocurrencies. What we're seeing, around the world is that there needs to be a more holistic approach in being able to build capacity in law enforcement agencies to actually train their staff, augment them with the latest in the developments in the ecosystem. We have designed real sort of learning journeys for new people to cryptocurrency so they can walk through from not knowing what cryptocurrency is to being able to perform complex investigations. And that's what we've been doing where we build a center of excellence in partnership with law enforcement agencies like up in Canada.
And you also recently worked with the FBI, the DOJ, and the IRS in order to solve the Bitfinex hack case. We're talking about $4.5 billion that was tracked down. Can you walk me through what that collaboration looked like?
Yeah, sure. So when it comes to investigations like Bitfinex and the hack that happens, the sequence of events is actually really about sort of all hands on deck from day one. So on August 2nd, 2016, I remember I was in our New York office at the time and getting news that 120,000 Bitcoin was stolen from Bitfinex, sent shockwaves through the cryptocurrency ecosystem. I remember jumping on a call with, everyone inside the market, all the other exchanges. It was a huge event. And really, the first thing that happens is Chainalysis labels that information inside of our software. And so we get reports all the time from people who have been victims of scams and crimes, and that gets labeled inside our software so that everyone in the industry and law enforcement is actually able to see that in our software. Those agencies are customers of ours. They use Chainalysis Reactor to be able to perform those types of investigations. And some of these investigations just happen organically at law enforcement agencies where they are doing the investigation themselves using Chainalysis Reactor. But sometimes, in the case of somewhere like IRS criminal investigations, we actually have embedded people that actually help with augmenting the capabilities to be able to perform deeper investigations and allow us to actually bring new technology to bear on these types of investigations. And when you think about the case like Bitfinex, you've got a hack happening in 2016. You've got 7 years of money flow happening sort of after that, and that is about bringing a lot more technology over those years to bear on a case like this.
Just curious, do you keep any sort of metrics as to how many prosecutions involves data from Chainalysis?
We don't actually track that as a metric internally for us. We do, obviously we protect the integrity of our clients and their investigations, and so we're very careful about these are their investigations, and we definitely applaud when they are successful about it. But we have actually started to be a lot more involved as these cases come to trial and helping prepare law enforcement agencies and give them an understanding about what does that process going to look like. And it's really important for us to think about that and also the way we build products at Chainalysis.
Now, in your most recent crypto crime report, you mentioned that crime in the space overall is down 65%. Are things still trending in that direction going into August?
Yeah, so we have, we update these numbers all the time. I think what we've seen is that there are sort of different types of crime that are challenging today, and we're tracking a lot of that closely. We're tracking ransomware again that's on the scene, and so we're really staying on top of that. But yes, as a whole, crime is down across the space, and I think that's a function of also market conditions as well as these types of high-profile investigations.
A quick question about PayPal's launch of its own stablecoin. Within 24 hours of that, you saw north of 60 different fake tokens listed on exchanges. Some appreciated in value by 3,000%, which of course goes directly against the functionality of how a stablecoin works, and that its value remains the same. But my question to you is just, what role does an exchange or does Chainalysis play in this, or is the onus really on the consumer at the end of the day to just differentiate between these phantom tokens that kind of crop up to capitalize on the wave of popularity?
Yeah, I think we've got like a number of different challenges there, and I think from our perspective, where we sit in the ecosystem today, we're very much about giving sort of exchanges and regulators the visibility into these types of ecosystems and linking together actually some of those scams that people are perpetrating, and so. That's really been our role historically. What I'm sort of encouraged to see is that there is, and there are broader industry initiatives that actually help consumers differentiate between these different things. A lot more sort of companies producing cybersecurity products and services for wallets that are offering wallets to consumer. And really, I think that space and the tooling around that is improving a lot over time. And so there is, obviously still ultimately it comes down to the consumer and their choices, but there's a lot more help for them today than there historically was.
Okay, that's all for Crypto World today, but we will be back again tomorrow, so we'll see you then.